Mr. Beast, ooh, there's been a lot of controversy for 6 months, maybe even a year now. And I haven't talked about any of it just because I feel like so many people are talking about it that if I talk about it, it's a fart in the wind, it's irrelevant, I don't need to talk about it. But I have been working on a video which talks about basically everything everyone's already said, and a bunch of other stuff I've actually done, a bunch of the reasons why I don't like Mr. Beast. So this also includes his drama of Jacksepticeye, it includes why his gaming channel was rigged and proof of it, and it's been a very long video in the works, and whenever I'm about to release it, something else comes out, which is terrible. So I add that on to the end, and then I keep adding it, and this video is getting longer and longer. It's already nearly 2 hours long. But honestly, I'm humiliated that I used to like Mr. Beast. There's pictures of me wearing Mr. Beast merchandise. I'm trying to bury those pictures as much as I can, because God forbid that I ever like this man. I honestly hate my younger self for even liking his content, let alone liking his character. What's even sadder is that a long time ago I wanted my content to be like Mr. Beast's, and ugh, God forbid that. Long story short, lunchables. Have you ever heard of them? If you're American, you almost certainly have. Lunchables are those boxes which you open it up, you got a juice bottle in, and you got a little snack box in. And it's gonna have some crackers, it's gonna have some dips, it's gonna have some cheese, and it's gonna have some kind of chocolate bar. It's basically, if you don't have the time to make your child lunch, just throw one of these boxes at them. You know, go into Walmart, spend $2.99 on one of these boxes, throw it at the kid, and be gone. I actually think they're cheaper than that, though. I think they're like $2 or something. Mr. Beast has just released his competitor for Lunchables, and it's called Lunchly. And it is just so fucking sad. He's already posted about it on social media, and everyone's already clowning on it. I saw a post on it on social media. I went into the comments and I couldn't stop laughing, because all of the comments were something along the lines of, "And we will not be buying it." Honestly, it was such a fucking joke. But you know what's an even bigger joke? Them trying to defend it, which I'll talk about in a moment. Because in comes our Lord and Saviour, held to the throne, we all love him, DanTDM himself got involved. Now, that might scare all of you, because you think, oh, Prime, KSI, Logan Paul, Mr. Beast, pedophiles, oh no, DanTDM, what did you do? Don't worry, DanTDM, we love him, he's still pure as gold. In fact, he's actually fighting the right battle on this one. He made a tweet, and I'm just going to read it out to you guys. I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better. And I saw this, and I was like, hell fucking yes! The fucking king right here. We all love DanTDM. Even after all these years, I might not watch his content anymore because I simply grew out of it, but I still fucking love DanTDM. Fucking hero right there. You know, I saw that, I was like, shit, maybe I should sit down and watch a few DanTDM videos. This guy's a fucking legend. And you know what? Apparently this was a little bit personal to these guys, which isn't a first. May I remind you of the Jacksepticeye drama with Mr. Beast, where Jacksepticeye said that he didn't like Mr. Beast's content because he made it all about making money, and that he ruined YouTube. And Mr. Beast responded with the most pathetic, sad, hurt feelings tweet I've ever seen in my life, which he deleted a couple hours later. But I still think it was really fucking pathetic and childish of Mr. Beast, and I'm still gonna constantly remind everyone of it because it's so fucking funny. And you know what? They've just repeated history, and they've all clapped back at this with the saddest tweets I've ever seen. So you know what? Let me just read through a few of them. The first one I'm gonna read through is Logan Paul's, actually. I got it right here on my other monitor, and I'll put it on screen for you guys now. I'll tell you what happened to YouTubers. We spent our lives creating content and building our brands. Now we want to build businesses. You don't say anything when Lunchables faces bans for allegedly containing lead, but when we create a better version you're upset? Then don't eat it. Let's say that by the end of the investigation, there is lead in Lunchables, and Lunchables are extremely unhealthy. Logan Paul is such a fucking dirty scammer. all he does for years and years is scam people. Logan, your content was funny back in 2014 when you were making vines, but guess what? It's not 2014 anymore. It's 10 years later and your entire career is nothing but a fucking joke. You're saying you've built a brand, all you've built is a reputation for scamming your audiences. I think Logan Paul's downfall really began actually all the way back with the infamous Suicide Forest video. And you know what, he did apologise for that, and he never remade that mistake. So we won't mention that one any further and we'll skip on from it. But guess what? Afterwards he scammed his audience again and again and again. And if you don't believe me, you can look into these cases where he has, and he's well known for it. Although if you don't believe that Logan Paul is scamming people, this is probably your first YouTube video in your life. This is probably your first time on the internet in your life. And you know what? All of the victims of Logan Paul scams, he's refusing to pay up. He's refusing to help them. So guess what? You've scammed people and you're trying to get away with it. Your word isn't very valuable. You're a fucking joke. That's all you are. That's all you're going to be. There's no way that you can build yourself up any more than you already have. Even Prime was a fucking scam, because when it initially came out, it was overpriced and it was impossible to obtain. It was a year and a half later when it was finally available in the UK, and guess what? It was overpriced again, and it was still fucking terrible. You know what's fucking hilarious? When people make diss tracks about Logan Paul, they just call Prime donkey piss, and it's fucking hilarious. I sit there with tears running down my face, because that's all it is. It's overpriced fucking coconut water. But let's ignore Logan Paul for a second. Let's go on to KSI, who I don't have anything personal against. But now I've got to take the piss out of you two, man. Let's look at your tweet. You clapped back at DanTDM saying, "Looks like crap to me," and posted a bunch of pictures of DanTDM's merchandise. I'm gonna blow your fucking mind, KSI. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Okay? If I buy a fucking Filza Minecraft U2s, guess what? This is a physical object, it's something in my hands, it's an actual plastic figure, it's gonna sit around and be there for a while. It's merchandise, it's a collectible. But guess what? What you are trying to sell right now is just fucking food. If someone's gonna buy one of your lunchables, they're gonna drink your shitty donkey piss Prime, they're gonna eat the fucking food, and then they've got nothing but trash, they've got nothing but rubbish, which they're gonna throw in a bin, and then they have nothing. So what you're not selling is merchandise, but what you are selling is a product, which makes you a fucking company, which makes you a fucking brand, which makes you a fucking business. Comparing this to DanTDM is fucking pathetic, and you know what? I'm gonna really laugh at you. What's your examples? Tube Heroes. Guess what? You had a fucking Tube Hero figure. And oh no, is that DanTDM's U2s? You had fucking 3! You're a fucking joke if this is your comeback. If this is how you're responding to DanTDM calling you out for the truth, you're a fucking laughing stock. You know what else is a fucking laughing stock? U2's boxing matches. U2 had 2 matches, no one won either of them, and when people were actually getting interested, you decided to play friends and make a fucking company together. KSI, Logan Paul, you're both a fucking joke. People laugh at both of you constantly. I have nothing personal against KSI, but now I've got to laugh at him. And you know what? This is the saddest tweet that I think I've seen from him so far. I haven't seen a sadder one. It's still not as sad as Mr. Beast's tweets, but it's still quite fucking pathetic. And you know what, I'm gonna really laugh at you actually. Take a look at this community note. Not only has KSI worked with them before, the CEO of U2's Austin Long got his start by managing the Sidemen. There's an old joke from Top Gear, where Richard Hammond says what he's done is he's taken the football, he's run it down the pitch, he's kicked it into the goal, and he's gone, "I recognise that goal, it's mine." What you've done is you've ran the ball down the pitch, you've kicked it into the goal, the ball's rolled out the goal, and you've kicked it back in multiple times before you've had that realisation. In fact, that's probably what you did in the Sidemen football game. I don't know, because I didn't watch it. I didn't want to give you any of my money. I was afraid I was going to get scammed. They're now trying to cover their asses by arguing back that it's healthier than Lunchables. But you know what? It's not. Feastables I actually picked one up in the UK, because guess what, they're finally in the UK. I picked one up in a store, I walked around comparing it to other chocolate bars. It took me forever to find one that was more unhealthy than a Feastables bar is. Prime is just fucking coconut water, and guess what, it's already overpriced. And you know what's really funny actually? While Prime Energy is not meant to be sold to anyone under 18, Prime Hydration is not meant to be sold to anyone under 15. Anyone who's eating one of these fucking Lunchly boxes is going to be under the age of 15. It's gonna be someone who's in one of their early school years. It's not gonna be someone in middle school or high school. Maybe young middle school, but that's pushing it. So guess what? This is actually an unhealthy drink to serve to these children. Something really funny actually, someone tweeted under his tweet, "With all due respect KSI, you have a U2s too." To which he responded, "I'm not the one complaining and crying on Twitter though." Yes you are! That's exactly what you're doing! You're complaining and crying on Twitter, you fat cunt! This is the saddest thing I have seen in so long. You just keep shooting yourself in the foot over and over and over again. Or 6 minutes ago actually, Jacksepticeye made a tweet, and this is one I really like. You mess with DanTDM, you mess with YouTube. Everybody is taking sides with DanTDM now. Yes, Jacksepticeye, get back into the fight. Honestly, I love Jacksepticeye, I love DanTDM. All of these guys, they're doing what's right. A real man never speaks ill of DanTDM. I opened up Twitter because I want to see what Mr. Beast's response was. I want to see if Mr. Beast has said anything yet. Oh, interestingly, Mr. Beast has said absolutely nothing since the Ava Chris Tyson stuff. In summary, Mr. Beast is teamed up with some scammers. They're making a terrible product which is going to be overpriced, unhealthy for children, and everybody's clapping back at him. DanTDM clapped back. They've responded with the most pathetic, immature, childish argument stuff I've ever seen, and it looks like everybody under the surface of the sun is gonna clap back at them now. You've got Jacksepticeye teaming up against them, you got most of social media teaming up against them. If you want my advice, don't buy any Lunchly stuff. It's probably more likely to give you cancer than Lunchables. And that is even if these Lunchables had a kilogram of lead in them. And you know what? These Lunchables could be guaranteed to give you cancer. I would eat 1,000 of them before I ate even one Lunchly. I solely believe that. It's just a really pathetic new product which is going to scam people, so spread the word not to buy it. That's more or less my summary.